going to use multiple choice, so you listen attentively. Who wrote the Gospel of Luke in the book of Acts? A. Mark, B. Matthew, C. Luke, D. John. Luke. That's correct for 5 points.
Number 2.
Number 2. It's also multiple choice. What king wrote many of the Psalms? A. Saul, B. David, C. Solomon, D. Josiah. David. That's correct. Please let's be clapping for them. Number 41. 41, I will read the question, you give me the answer. What is the importance of the resurrection of Jesus?
That Jesus is the King over all things.
You can attempt as a bonus. 5 seconds.
So it's to show that Christ has power over the dead, to show that our faith is not in vain. Because Apostle Paul said, if Christ is not living, then our faith is in vain.
Okay, I'll give it to them.
Number 7.
Number 7. What did God create on the 5th day? A. Land animals. B. Sun and moon. C. Birds and sea creatures. D. Humans.
Birds and sea creatures.
That's correct. Question 13. You give me the answer. What was the main purpose of the tabernacle?
To serve God. To show that God is there.
I'll give you 3 out of 5. The main purpose is it was a place where God dwelt among the Israelites and where they could worship Him. Because you said they should serve a place to serve God, but I have 2 points in my question. Answer here, and you mentioned only one, so I'll give you 3. Your other answer wasn't valid for me. Number 20. Who was the first Christian martyr? A. Peter, B. Paul, C. Stephen, D. John. That's correct. Question 30. What happened on the Mount of Transfiguration? A. Jesus was tempted by Satan. B. Jesus was arrested. C. Jesus was seen in glory with Moses and Elijah. D. Jesus fed the 5,000.
Jesus was tempted. Jesus was tempted.
That's wrong. In Nigeria, Bono.
Jesus was seen in glory with Moses.
That's correct.
Number 12.
Number 12. What? You give me the answer. What did the writing on the wall say during Belshazzar's feast?
Mene, mene, tekel, upharsin.
That's correct. Question 43. I'll read, you give me the answer. What is the purpose of the book of Hebrews?
It talks about salvation.
Okay, bonus.
It's Christian faith.
No, it's a bonus. So the purpose is to show that Jesus is superior to the Old Testament prophets, priests, and sacrifices, and to encourage believers to persevere in their faith.
Number 21.
Question 21. What is the fruit of the Spirit? A. Wealth and power. B. Love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. C. Faith and recognition. D. Food and drink.
Love, joy, peace.
That's correct for 5 minutes. Question 35. Which disciple doubted Jesus' resurrection until he saw him? A. Peter. B. John. C. Thomas. D. Andrew. That's correct. Use the microphone.
Number 45.
Number 45. You give me the answer. What is the significance of the book of Revelation?
To tell the things to come and things that will happen in the end time. Sorry. To tell the things to come. To show.
Your time is up. Bonus.
The coming of the Lord or the end time.
Use the microphone.
The coming of the Lord or the end time.
It's a bonus. So the significance is it reveals God's ultimate plan for the world, including the triumph of good over evil and the establishment of God's kingdom. Question 19. Which book tells the story of the early church? A. Romans. B. Acts. C. Hebrews. D. 1 Peter. Romans, Acts, Hebrews, and 1 Peter. That's correct. You use the microphone.
Number 10.
Number 10. What was the name of the first king of Israel? A. David. B. Solomon. C. Saul. D. Joshua.
So,
That's correct. Question 15. You give me the answer. What did Job lose and what was his response?
He loses everything that he has.
Your time is up. You answered just one question in the question. So the question was, what did Job lose and what was his response? So he lost everything. That was his wealth, his children, and then his well-being. But then he also maintained his faith in God and never, even though he asked questions, but he never lost his faith in God. So that was his response. Do you understand? So I'll give you 3 out of 5.
Question number 11.
Question 11. Give me the answer. What was the covenant God made with Abraham?
he will have many descendants, and his descendants they'll be able to name the number of the descendants so far as the stars cannot be numbered, and he would also give them that as far as he can see.
So I'll give you 3 out of 5. The answer that we have here is that he would be the father of many nations and that his descendants would inherit the land of Canaan. Question 38. of Romans teach about justification? Your time is up. You want to attend?
Justification comes from faith.
That's correct.
Question 31.
Question 31. Who was the Roman centurion who declared Jesus was the Son of God? A. Judas. B. Barabbas. C. The centurion of the cross. D. Pilate.
The centurion of the cross.
That's correct.
Question 5.
Question 5. What was the name of the queen who saved the Jewish people from destruction? A. Sarah. B. Rebecca. C. Esther. D. Deborah.
Esther.
That's correct.
Question 38.
Question 38. Pick another one.
Question 5.
Question 5.
Oh, please, don't be putting the question
Back inside.
So pick
Pick
another.
another one. Don't be putting the papers back inside.
Question 14.
14. What was the name of the promised land?
Canaan.
That's correct. Question 44. What did Jesus mean when he said, I am the way, the truth, and the life? Use the microphone.
Because he is the only one we can go through to the Father.
That's correct.
Question number 6.
Number 6. Which prophet spoke of a suffering servant? A. Amos. B. Micah. C. Isaiah. D. Zechariah.
B.
That's correct. Bonus. Okay, the correct answer is Isaiah.
Correct answer is Isaiah. So please, when they read the question, if you don't hear them very well, you can ask them to repeat so that you can understand the question. Okay?
22.
22. Which letter addresses the topic of faith without words being there? A. Romans. B. 1 Corinthians. C. James. D. Philippians. Your time is up.
James.
That's correct. Question 23. Who was a pacemaker and missionary? A. John. B. Peter. C. Paul. D. Andrew.
This is the answer to this.
John, Peter, Paul, Andrew.
Paul.
That's correct. Question 24. What is the central theme of the Gospel of John? A. The kingdom of God. B. Jesus as the Son of God. C. Parables. D. The end times. The kingdom of God. Jesus as the Son of God. Parables. The end times. That's wrong. You have mentioned the answer, but your time is up. And you have this one attempt. Is Jesus as the Son of God? Question 36. You give me the answer. What happened to Paul on the road to Damascus?
When he was approaching the gates, a bright light shone on him from heaven. He could not see. Then the voice spoke to him through the light, saying, Paul, Paul, why do you persecute me? And condemn.
That's correct for 5 points.
Question 1.
Question 1. Which prophet challenged the prophets of Baal on Mount Carmel? A. Isaiah, B. Jeremiah, C. Elijah, D. Ezekiel.
Elijah.
That's correct.
Question 37.
Number 37. What are the gifts of the Spirit?
The gift, teaching, no, interpretation of tongues, speaking in other tongues, healing, prophecy,
Your time is up. I'll give it to you. Yeah. We have a number of them here, and she mentioned about sports. That's your last question for this round.
42.
Question 42. What is the main message of the Sermon on the Mount? What is the main message of the Sermon on the Mount? Your time is up.
Beatitudes. They say, blessed are the poor in spirit, blessed are those who mourn, for they shall be
Okay,
comforted.
I'll give it to you.
Question number 18.
19.
18.
That's actually our last question for this round. Question 18. What is the greatest commandment? A. Love your neighbor as yourself. B. Honor your father and mother. C. Love the Lord your God with all your heart, soul, and mind. D. Do not steal.
Love the Lord your God with all your heart.
That's correct, okay. So that brings us to the end of round 1, and our score master will mention the score.
Wow. I agree with you guys. Well done. Because some of the questions that they asked me, even when I say I'll sit back and like, who answered this? But it's been a very, very interesting one. At the end of the first round for the senior category, St. Ghana have a total score of 36 points. Team Nigeria, they have a total of 73 points. You can take a seat for junior performance.